A quick insight from WellView 365, powered by freshnews.ai. Scalable digital signage is now an operations problem, not a tech project, demanding cross-site standards without slowing clinics. Executive summary. Digital signage in waiting areas is shifting from a local perk to a governed network asset that sits on the same budget and accountability lines as other critical systems. Annual budget resets are exposing most unmanaged screen, license, and content requests, forcing clear ownership and approval paths. Treating signage as part of centralized content management across departments is now an operations decision about inventory, standards, and staffing, not a site project for a tech enthusiast. Teams that define rules, content flows, and cost controls this quarter will avoid ad hoc requests, surprise renewals, and inconsistent patient-facing messaging later in the year. Today's signal. Facilities and patient experience teams are meeting with IT to reconcile how many waiting room screens they have, what runs on them, and which licenses renew this quarter. Budget owners are pushing to treat those displays and media players as governed assets in a scalable digital signage across healthcare networks footprint, not local amenities. Centralized content management across departments is moving from a nice-to-have to a requirement because most unmanaged playlists shows up as an unexplained recurring cost. WellView 365 supports centralized content management across departments by standardizing how organizations capture and distribute these insights. Why it matters. Here are 4 takeaways. First, untracked screens and licenses show up as scattered, hard-to-defend operating costs during budget reviews. Second, local content decisions without standards create inconsistent patient messaging across clinics and sites. Third, decentralized updates increase ticket volume when staff cannot change messages quickly or safely. Fourth, lack of ownership over signage assets slows down time response and extends visible blank or error screens. How it works in practice. This shows up when finance asks for a clean list of many digital signage contracts, and the operations lead cannot match invoices to specific waiting rooms or clinics. Local managers remember adding a screen for a renovation. IT remembers a pilot media player in one lobby, and marketing owns a separate subscription for branded content. Each group updates messages through different tools or email chains, so small changes like clinic hours or masking rules require multiple approvals and rework. When signage is treated as a governed network asset, one team owns the inventory, one content calendar feeds many locations, and departments request changes through a single path. That reduces duplicate licenses, cuts approval turn, and keeps patient-facing information consistent and current. One practical adjustment. This week, start a shared spreadsheet listing each waiting room screen, its location, and the budget owner. What to do next? Here are 4 takeaways. First, pull the last 12 months of signage-related invoices and map each line item to a specific location and device. Second, meet with IT, facilities, and patient experience to agree on one team to own the signage inventory and standards. Third, define a simple request path for new content and new screens that routes through centralized content management across departments. Fourth, schedule a quarterly review to reconcile screens, licenses, and content playlists against the approved inventory and budget. Read more at wellview365.com.